Hi everyone, welcome to another Dan's Rest Stop. Today's video is part 2 of a video I did previously, number 17, Signs from Departed Loved Ones. And I'm going to bring you up to date on what's been happening. Now, if you want to see the previous video, just go back to faith video number 17. In summary, I'll tell you what I talked about in that video. And that was when my wife had passed, I had asked God for a direct sign from him that she was okay and she was with him. And that started a series of signs with ladybugs. I had both positive signs, which I believe were from God, and I had negative signs, which I believe were from the devil. They were like counterfeit signs, competing signs. Now, some people out there might say, well, this isn't biblical. Well, on the contrary, if you look in the Old Testament, you look at Exodus chapter 7 and 8, you will see, if you read the story about Moses, his brother Aaron, and the rod and their attempt to get Pharaoh to release the Israelites out of the land of Egypt, you'll see in those chapters where Moses and Aaron meet with Pharaoh, and there's signs from God that are being produced. And the Pharaoh's magicians are producing counterfeit signs. So you look at a situation with serpents and water being turned to blood, frogs. And the last situation was lice, and Pharaoh's magicians couldn't duplicate that. And they told the Pharaoh, what's happening is the finger of God. So anyway, there were signs from God, and there were signs that weren't from God, coming from Pharaoh's magicians. Now, since the last sign I talked about, with December 2023, was a negative sign, had to do with carpet beetles. Since that time, all through 2024, I've had positive signs. I had one in April of 2024 when I had problems with a car battery, and I had the battery jumped 1 or 2 days before, and I just wanted to make sure the car was starting, and I wasn't going anywhere. I just went out to start the car, and the engine wouldn't turn over. And I was like, oh man, I got battery issues. I looked up, and there on the windshield was a ladybug. As I said before, the ladybug was kind of a customized sign from my wife. And this sign was a sign from God, but it's a sign that God and my wife, because if it's God's will, it'll happen, to let me know that they're both in my life, good times or bad. I did go in the house to try and get my cell phone so I could get a picture, but I was too late. The ladybug was gone. The next incident happened in June of 2024. I was sitting on the back deck in a patio chair, and the dogs were outside in the back. And what happened was a ladybug landed on a folding metal chair, which was next to the patio chair I was sitting on. Of course, I went into the house, try and get the cell phone, and by the time I got back, the ladybug was gone again. Now, you have to realize that I don't carry my cell phone everywhere I go. I try to mainly keep it for emergency purposes. You know, if I go on errands, or if I'm out in the backyard working on things in case something happens that I can call for help. So it's not something that I always carry around with me. As a matter of fact, if I did carry it too much, I would worry that it would start to become an idol in my life, where I would be forever attached to it, forever looking at it. Now, the next event happened in October 2024, and I was going through a rather stressful time. And what happened was, I was going on an errand. I opened the front door to go to the car, and there on the doormat near the front door was a ladybug. Now, I looked down at it and I said, well, is this a dead one or a live one based on previous experiences? And I turned it over and the little legs were moving, so I didn't want it to get crushed on the mat by someone else. So I took it and moved it over to the landscaping. And I did get a picture of this ladybug on the mat. The next time was November of 2024. And what happened there was, once again, I was sitting out in the back in a patio chair. And once again, a ladybug lands on the folding metal chair. Of course, I go into the house to get the cell phone and say, I got to get this, I got to get this. Oh, brother, I missed it again. However, what happened was I had 3 ladybugs appear shortly afterwards on different parts of the patio cover, on the ceiling part and on the beams that supported the patio cover. And I did get 3 pictures of the 3 ladybugs. All I can say is I'm glad that God's in my life, and I'm glad that He allows Joyce to remain a part of my life. And that's all I have for now. Goodbye.